Hello, it's me again, Musings with Mookie. Um, Look at me recording another musing and haven't even uploaded the other ones that are on my phone. So, who knows? What did I want to muse about today? I don't know. I've been having trouble sleeping for the past years, okay? I think people say I haven't been sleeping for the past few weeks, but no, it's every month. For the past few years. And there was like a slight pause. And things like this do correlate with mental health, but there's medical reasons. Like, I'm sitting outside, so you hear any strange noises, that's why. And I don't have a mic on because I don't know where it is. But these are some medical complications going on along with life at the same time. And you have to be strong in both. I don't have the luxury of being strong in either one. I had to be intellectually sound. I have to be emotionally balanced around people who are neither. So, there's that. But there is something I wanted to muse on. And it's that, and I know other people probably have talked about it. And maybe I even talked about it a little bit, but parenting sucks. It sucks. Like, it's good and it's bad, but it really sucks. Because these folks expect you to be perfect. Because you have to give them rules. Listen here, I just don't want you breaking my stuff. I don't want you breaking my things that I have to replace because you're not going to replace it. You're not even going to clean it up all the way. You're giving me more work than I want. So yes, there's going to be rules. I'm not here to be your... So, parenting sucks. I find myself pacing myself every which of the way. Like, I don't have room to tolerate my kids. There's no room to do that if you plan to parent justly and fairly. And that requires you to remember a lot of stuff. And you reinforce boundaries. You reinforce a moral code in your kids, or then for them to establish one. And now some kids, because you got two parents, you're bound to exhibit some traits of the other parent, of both parents for sure, of behavior that's not apropos. But at least I can talk to my kids about the behaviors that they're exhibiting that are negative or mine. And I'll be like, hey, cut that shit out. Don't do too much more of that. Like, case in point. Like, I'm going to pick up my daughter from school, and I repeatedly tell her, like, she's in her own personal movie, because when I'm coming to pick her up from the car, she's standing there like she's on one of her little shows, and that she's the star, okay? And she's going to have a bunch of things in her hand. She's going to be eating her snack like she's in her dream world. And so one day, some other kid was taking long to get in the car, and it's cold outside. Some other kid was taking long in the car, and I was behind that, and like all the other cars had left before, and my daughter was at the furthest cone, Okay. And she was like, what took you so long? It's so cold out here. I said, because some other kid was being slow like you usually are. That's why I keep telling you to hurry up, because there's other kids waiting on their parents to get in the car. They want to go home too. So it's constant, like, things of that nature. And usually, the first time you be like, hurry up and get in the car. Then you let them grow. And then you have to reinforce, that, hey, to take care of each other. And now all the times I do. Sometimes I'll be like, you have to get them back. But yeah, parenting sucks. It sucks because they be like, well, you didn't do this on this time 3 years ago. I say, oh, really? We want to go backwards? And I try not to go backwards, but it's hard. It's hard. Because I just be wanting to say, so, I don't really care. We're talking about right now, and I'm telling you to do something, and I just want it done. So that there be peace in this house. If you got to get some energy out, go take a run, go take a walk, go bounce the ball, go do something else. Write something, go read something. And it's constant that. I got asked by one of the kids, why you want to be a teacher? I said, because I don't like other people's kids. I don't want to be doing this all day. I said, I get it. You guys are cool, but I went to school. I don't need a live fire demonstration on why I can be a teacher. And sometimes parents are chaotic. And it's a whole bunch of, my kids will never do that. Yeah. I remember this little boy, and I probably talked about him before somewhere else, but I remember this little boy when I was in 4th grade. Yeah, I was in 4th grade. It was Mrs. Bennett, I believe. And his name, he had a biblical name. His name was Dad. And he would just be acting up in class. That his mom came in, like, spanked him. Like, he would walk out of class, and she came to the school one day, and she put him out of class, and she spanked him. And we heard him yelling in the hallway. The teacher heard him yelling. He came back in and apologized to the teacher, yada, yada, yada. And he sat down with tears on his eyes. I got secondhand, like, pain. Because, once you get hit, you know what getting hit feel like. I think DeCarlos, I didn't even call his name out, but I think another kid in there, he did laugh at him. Because he was laughing and joking about everybody, on everybody. Hopefully he survived, but I think he wanted to be a drug dealer too, so I don't know. Then, like, I want to say it was still our 4th grade year, and Nehemiah had left the classroom under the guise he was going to the bathroom or whatever he would be doing, and he was climbing on the banister. And at this time, my school was like 4 stories, and at that time, at one point it was a K through 8, but now it's just like a K through 5. And I think that they might have had pre-K. And he was climbing on the banister. He was walking up the banister. And these banisters, the paint on them, it was that glossy paint. It wasn't no wood banister. I don't even think it would have mattered, because if you put pledge on it, you're going to slip and die too. But he didn't die. And the art room was in the basement. And so he was either on the 3rd or 2nd floor. I don't remember us going to be on the 4th floor, too tough. But then again, I was in 4th grade. But my 4th grade classroom was on the 3rd floor. And in the basement was the art room. So he fell all the way to the art room. I think he passed. Not during that time. I think he lived until like his 30s or something. But he was brain damaged from then on. So yeah, parenting sucks. You just hope you don't have a kid that won't stay in class. That'll stay in some guise of protection and being watched over. So yeah, I parent with my kids with intention, even though they still do foolish things, like my son standing on a bike while it's moving. He just discovered he could do that, but understandable. But at least he wouldn't have fell 3-4 stories down. Well, this has been Musings with Mookie. It sure did take a dark turn, so yeah. So if you have kids, you'll completely understand this. If you have kids and you're doing it from intention, and some almost seem like extreme intention based on how you grew up, you definitely gonna understand this, because that was a traumatic event. And I thank you for listening again. Today is December 18th. Actually, I gotta do something. But today is December 18th, and we're gonna keep trucking along. And thanks for listening. Ciao. Bye.